Hi everyone, and welcome to the Doghouse with Mills Animal Hospital. It's your host, Elijah Holman. I'm joined by my co-host, Nya Morgan. We are here with Dr. Erica Chase and Kayla Weeks to do our podcast this week. Thank y'all both for coming.
Thank you for having us. We're excited.
So, Dr. Chase is the new one on the podcast this week. She, how many months ago did you join us?
I started in September.
Yeah.
Has it been that long already?
Yeah.
That's a long time.
In September.
Yeah.
Oh my
It
God.
doesn't feel like it. I know. It doesn't feel like it.
I've come a long way.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Yes.
I'm so excited that we're back together again.
I definitely missed working with everybody. I'm so glad I get to make me. So glad to work with the
She's
rest
lying.
of you guys. No.
She has a little twitch in her eyes. Yeah, I know.
So, for those of you that don't know, Dr. Chase is joining us from a former clinic that some of our coworkers also worked at. Kayla here has known Dr. Chase. We were just talking about it before the podcast. What'd you say, 9-10 years? Something like that?
Yeah.
It's been a long time.
It's been a while. So I did want to touch, what your introduction, going back to what made you want to do veterinary medicine. We kind of asked we asked Dr. Mills all those questions, so now it's your turn.
Okay.
What made you want to get into this field?
So probably the first memory I have is I was probably 5 or 6, and there was a bunny, baby bunny that I specifically remember my cat had tragically caught, and I was very determined to nurse it back to health, and unfortunately the little bunny didn't make it. So from that point on, I kind of made it my goal that I wanted to help these little critters. And ever since then, it's just kind of been like any animal I can find or touch, I always kind of wanted to be up near it or helping it. And so that transitioned from school, and then undergrad, I volunteered at a place up in Dahlonega because I went to North Georgia College and State University. I think it's actually got a new name now. But anyway, it's Dahlonega. It's in Dahlonega. And there was a place called Chestatee Wildlife Preserve. So I got to volunteer there. Got exposure to tigers and lions, and got to work with camels and kangaroos and chimpanzees, and kind of thought I would like to do the exotic route, but then I realized you have to actually go to school longer to do that, and that wasn't in my plan.
The school's long enough, isn't it?
Yes.
School seems to be how it goes.
Yeah.
It's not too long. Me and school don't mesh right now, so I understand.
I was like, heck no, I'm not doing this longer. So anyway, then that's when I decided to just do the large and small. Yep, so I tracked large and small, and then just graduated with mixed animal and never did the large animal, unfortunately.
When working with them, what was your favorite exotic animal?
Oh gosh. I'd have to say probably the tigers.
Yeah.
Tigers.
Yeah, the
I've always
tigers
said I want to do a
were...
dental on a tiger or something. I think that would be so cool.
A dental on a tiger?
Yes.
Could you imagine how easy those x-rays would be?
One tooth at a time, if that.
Yeah.
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 I wouldn't struggle getting the probe inside the mouth. So
For sure.
I would lose it.
Just making sure it's them there.
the real question is, when dealing with the tigers, how many of them were actually sedated versus not?
None.
None?
Were sedated.
Really?
Mm-mm. So we,
That's scary.
especially the babies and such, we would pull the babies and hand raise them. So we got to do a lot of hands-on with the babies.
So they're very comfortable with
They were
y'all.
very comfortable, and even the adults. I mean, you would go in and clean the enclosures, and
They'd just be in there
they
with
would
you?
be in there. I mean, obviously, now I realize it was probably more stupid. But I was young and naive and was willing to do it. I mean, I remember going to sit on the back of the Siberian tiger while he was eating his plate of chicken. And I was like, that's probably not the best idea. But got to do that. Yeah, they were just really comfortable with humans.
That's so
There was
cool.
only one lion that he was pretty wild. You didn't go near Red's cage at all. No.
Did you have to be
Right.
sedated? Did you have to be sedated for everything?
Yeah. And the chimpanzees you never got really close to. They were.
I would
you could
imagine
see 'em,
so.
but you couldn't
I
really.
wouldn't want to touch a chimpanzee.
No.
Usually we
They
gotta
would
get
rip-
close to a
They
chimpanzee.
had ripped the shirts off a couple people if they got close with just their fingers. Yeah, they'd reach through and just.
I've always heard they ever throw poop at you.
Yes,
Yeah.
they are
no.
big poop throwers.
No.
So
I
bad.
was like, yeah, this is.
I would quit. It would.
Yeah, that
it
would draw
was
the
so
line.
fantastic. It was such a fantastic
That
experience.
does sound like a cool experience. Though.
Yeah. I can't. That was probably one of my favorite memories of undergrad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was working there.
That'd be cool.
So.
Yeah, kind of joking on this whole school thing when I was a pre-vet major and still considering being a doctor. And then I thought about it and I was like, I am like barely finishing undergrad right now. I'm not doing 4 more years after this. Screw that. No, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm like, these people who want to be like specialists and do the residency and internships and
More power to them.
More power. I was like, I'm out and I'm done.
Yeah.
I had no desire. So.
No.
So that was my experience with how I kind of got in the veterinary field.
Tell everyone where you did your vet school at.
Oh, so I did actually my veterinary training down at St. Kitts Island, and it was called Ross University. So I got to live in the Caribbean for 2.5 years.
So that was a different experience than most.
That was a very different experience. It was a fun experience, but it's a third world country. So living on an island is definitely different, and you don't have access to all the things you do here. So.
Yeah, for sure.
But there again, learned to live with a lot less, and it was, looking out the windows at school, I was looking at the ocean and the nice beach, and
And you came back here because
family, so, but yeah, that was a pretty cool experience, I must say. Yeah.
Do they do anything like different for the schooling and stuff down there compared to other vet schools?
Well, now it's accredited by the AVMA. When I was down there, it was not, so we did get a lot more hands-on experience, where they weren't as regulated as the state schools. So that was a very big benefit for me because I'm more of a hands-on learner. So we got more experience with doing exams and doing anesthesia and surgeries and such like that. So I think that's probably the biggest benefit. I kind of felt an advantage over the people that were graduating from vet schools in the States at the time, that we kind of had a step up from them on the clinical side of things. So that was really nice. But outside of that, no, we had professors that were coming from the major schools, around the country and doing classes, and they were teaching down there. So no, I think education-wise, it was probably the best choice for me.
That's still really
and you
cool.
got and you
really
got
cool place to do a vet school at.
monkeys coming down, and you could see outside your apartment. And
That's so wild to me.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome.
You just gotta
Beach parties and
You just gotta walk outside and get
Pretty
a ton
much.
of hands-on experience. Pretty much.
My apartment was right across the beach, or across the road from the beach, so
I
could
do
go study on the beach.
I do laugh because you were telling me about the zoo stuff now, but I was remembering the story you told your husband the other day about how he went and got to go behind the scene at the zoo.
Scenes at Atlanta Zoo. He was making a delivery and quote unquote got lost. I think so.
He got to go see everything.
Yeah, he got to see the giraffes.
That's
and
so
he got to
cool.
see the gorillas that were in the medical area getting treated. So I was pretty jealous. So one day, Zoo Atlanta.
We're coming for you.
I'm coming for you to get a behind the scenes tour.
That would be cool.
Please tell me your retirement plan is to go back to that scenery, though,
To go back to the island.
So
I'm more of like a sentimental person that I maybe go back to an island, but I don't know if I could go back to that one. Like I can't even go back and visit because it's like things have changed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for me, having those memories, I don't know if I would be able to handle it changing.
Right.
So maybe another island, but
Yeah.
it's definitely a more laid back, restful
Atmosphere,
kind of life.
yes.
Yep, definitely. Island time is
Gosh.
definitely a real thing.
Oh, I bet.
If you planned on something they said it was going to get done on Monday, you could plan probably for about a week. And they would not get it. Yeah, it was definitely much quieter. Cars had rusted out bottoms, like where your feet go, with salt water and stuff. And cars were very limited because you can't go very far. I mean, it took you like an hour to get around the whole island. So
Yeah.
Dang, that's tiny.
lots of sugarcane fields.
It was like
Ooh,
the
sugar
whole,
cane's good.
the whole island was the vet school.
Right,
That was the big,
basically.
that was the big thing there. Of course, tourism, but yeah, the vet school was the next biggest thing.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that was a pretty cool experience.
I'm a little jealous.
Yeah, you should be. I'm just kidding. You want the girls to come along with us?
Oh man.
I'll pass those loan payments on to you.
No, thank you.
Yeah, I know, right? That's what I should have said to myself. Thank you.
I'm still stuck with my undergrad stuff. I don't even want to imagine.
Yeah, it's think twice before you do it. Trade school, everybody. Trade school. Just kidding.
When going out there, what advice would you give somebody who is following those footsteps?
I've learned that they don't prepare you as well for dealing with people. I think that's probably the biggest thing. I wanted to be in this field to work with the animals, and I never really kind of grasped the depth of dealing with human side of things as far as just the owners, and not only just on a day-to-day basis, but some, they do sometimes, you're their sounding board for a lot of different situations going on for things in their own lives. And so I think that is definitely something I wasn't prepared for, because I'm not really a people person.
Yeah, I was about to
And
say.
so
I feel like we all choose to work with
Yeah, I was about
animals
to
for a reason.
say.
Oh, yeah.
As
Yeah,
much
so-
as you
But you
like
deal with
want
people
to
more than
just
you
deal
think.
with animals, people
come
are
with
the
owners.
voice
You are
of
the
them
voice, yes.
right now. So
I think trying to learn to deal with that side of things was definitely a huge learning curve for me, and something I'd tell people. And you can't get it in for the money. People think
No.
you can't. It's not a money-making business or career. So I feel like that's a big misconception among a lot does and they're pretty surprised when they find out that you're
cool.
yeah,
Yeah.
and you got to pay for the school, and you don't. The income to debt
balance out,
ratio
equal
doesn't
out.
back up now, which is sad. Because
Yeah.
everybody works just as hard here as they do in human medicine.
Yeah. I mean, it's always like I talk about with people and talking about the difference between like human medicine and veterinary and stuff. And I was thinking about it today. It's like, it's always weird in a medical field for me to then ask someone like check out, like they're at a counter at like buying a shirt or something.
Right.
But it's because we don't have like insurance. We don't have all that stuff that we can deal
Those
with and
laws in
everything.
place,
Yeah.
man,
And everything. So it's weird. I don't know why I was thinking about that when I was waiting on a client today and stuff. But yeah, it is definitely not a field you get in for the money, but you get in for it because you care.
So right now, going through medical coding, that's exactly how I feel. Because I'm like, this is classified. You can't do this. You can't say this. You can't. And I'm like, working with animals. it's
a little
completely different.
Yeah.
It is. And in human medicine, it's so like streamlined. You go to the cardiologist, you go to the dermatologist, you go to the oncologist, and here you get such a melting pot of everything. You don't really have.
Yeah. I mean, y'all have to have a knowledge base that even like a general practitioner on a human side wouldn't have.
Correct.
Because you have to go be that cardiologist, you have to go be the radiologist and all that stuff. And then like we've talked about it before on the tech side, not only are we nurses, we're also lab technicians, we're also radiologist techs, we're all the things and stuff all wrapped up in one.
Anesthesiologists.
Yeah, I mean, that's the big thing.
Counselors. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's the big thing. We'll go from 1 hour, we're in surgery, doing anesthesia, all that stuff, to all of a sudden we're wrapped up with that and everything, to now we're checking in rooms, and now we're a room tech and all that stuff. And it's like, we always joke about how we have to kind of like mentally prepare ourselves for one thing and know what our schedule is, but we obviously have to like turn on a dime.
Right.
To be able to be like, what mindset are we in and stuff. And that goes for everyone, doctors, technicians, all that stuff, and everything. That's one of the hard parts about the field.
Well, and it changes so fast.
Yeah.
You know, you don't really
It is like a rapidly changing.
day. Yeah, your
They're-
day is not
Yeah.
consistent.
No, not at all.
No.
I mean,
Which is good and bad at times.
Yeah.
You know, there's positive and negatives to
Yeah.
it.
I don't like the over and over. Like vaccine appointments are easy and they're quick and you can do it fast, but like that all day would get really boring. You know?
mind-numbing.
I like the
Variety.
vomiting and diarrhea, or the
Yeah.
skin, or the ears,
The
or
concerns.
Yeah, it's fun to kind of have a variety throughout the day.
Yeah.
And not really knowing what you're going to get into is
Yeah,
always
I mean-
exciting.
Just
You
today,
know,
I
like
went.
that's happening. But yeah.
Just today, I went from an annual to possible foreign body, all pretty much in like the span of 30 minutes.
Yep. Like actually, like no,
Yeah.
please no,
we don't want the foreign body.
no,
No.
No, please
Well,
don't.
hopefully he's feeling better. Hopefully
Yeah.
it's not that.
Well, that's one of
going
two today, so hopefully they're both feeling better.
on. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
We had two. One definitely appeared worse than the other one. Mine, it was just a 1-year-old puppy that was just jumping around like, "Hi guys."
So it was
being a
fine.
puppy. Yeah.
We're kind of siding up. We're doing some supportive care because he actually was eating, even though the owners told me he wasn't to start. He was, And then, so we're going to reevaluate tomorrow and see if surgery is an option that needs to happen.
Well, fingers crossed. I'm sure we'll all be wondering throughout the night. Huh?
Right.
Do I have to go do 2 exploratories tomorrow? Am I gonna come in and just do appointments? I don't know yet.
But it's still exciting to figure out when you get into
Oh,
an
yeah.
exploratory what you're going to find. That is
It
always
is.
That's
one
a
of
good
the
That's what
joys.
we talked
We
about.
talked about it last
Yeah.
week. Like, it's always fun to be like, all
Guessing
right,
what it is.
what are we going to do? I'm going to start, like, I'm going to leave a little bowl of, like, put your guesses in by the surgery
Yes.
door now.
Whoever
And
Yes.
people just put guesses in, and whoever wins. Yeah.
What's the weirdest like thing you've ever pulled out of a dog?
Oh, man. I'm trying to remember really, like, pacifiers seem to be a popular one.
Yep.
Diapers. A lot of baby stuff. Socks are huge. Underwear.
Rope
Tampons.
She's listing all the stuff we listed. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's
Barbie head. I found a Barbie head one time.
That's a little
Oh.
creepy.
Somebody was mad.
Yeah, Barbie
Hair
head.
ties are always
Hair
that common,
ties.
especially in
Cats.
cats. Yeah.
Cats, yep. Hair ties. Ribbon.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Cats.
Yeah.
String and stuff.
It's always fun when you open the cat's mouth and you can still see the string in their mouth,
Under the
and you're
tongue.
like,
Yep, that's what it is.
Yeah. I want to make like a, you know how the Deadpool is, and you bet on who's gonna die and when. We should have like who's gonna have,
but not like a
this.
death one, but do like an
Yes,
exploratory
yes,
one.
Yeah,
And
exploratory
see, like,
one.
There we
Come
go.
in.
What's the
No,
next
no.
exploratory we have?
Yes.
That would be a good thing to do. Kind of guess.
What is your least favorite surgery?
Orthopedics. I did my first amputation the other
Oh
day.
yeah, that's right.
Since I've been here, which is awesome because I've tried to avoid them as much as possible.
I told
But
you
it
you
was
could do
not,
it.
yeah, it wasn't as bad as I was expecting. But I'm much more of a soft tissue person. Orthopedics, that's not me. That's
What did
stuff,
you
know.
amputate?
A leg, a hind
Yeah.
leg on a puppy.
Hind leg.
You've
Oh,
done like
yeah, the hind
toes and
legs.
stuff.
Yeah, I've
before,
done
but
like
you've
toes
never done like
and
a full.
tails and things like that, but never like a full limb amputation. So maybe I should say that. Full limb amputations. Or doing like broken bones, things like that. No, thank you.
Yeah.
Interesting. They're very
Give me the
interesting.
soft tissue stuff. I'll do that all day.
I understand.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Do you have a hobby?
Being a mother is my hobby right now. I don't have time
No.
to do anything else.
No. I had to learn that the hard way. That's not a hobby. That's a job.
It is a job. No, I don't. No, that's really sad. But no, I don't have a hobby currently. It used to be my horse.
You still have young
Yeah.
kids though.
But
Yeah.
I do. I still have a couple young kids. So no, I don't really have time to do that. I need to probably make time.
Yeah.
I'm trying to still learn that life balance.
That's what I have to learn the hard way.
Which
but
is
yeah.
hard.
What
It is
animals
hard.
do you have at home?
Right
'Cause
now,
you just mentioned a horse. I know
well, he
you've
passed away.
had a
She used to have
turkey.
a horse.
I used to have a horse. Currently, I just have turkeys, chickens, fish, a leopard gecko, or a crested gecko, a dog, a cat. I think that's it.
Yeah, you
right
don't have
now.
goats anymore.
Yeah, I used to have goats and
A horse.
guinea pigs and the horse,
No.
all kinds of
Man.
stuff.
Guinea pigs die too
I
easily.
think guinea pigs
No,
poop
mine-
too easily.
They do poop a lot. No, ours live for a very long time,
Oh.
which is good.
Yes.
It's good.
It is good. Yes.
It's just more work for you because it's always the young kid that wants it, and then you end up having to take care of it.
Yep.
That's what the crested gecko is. So I
Yeah.
think they live for like 15, 20 years.
Oh my
so
gosh.
Ooh.
I was like, he's going to go to college with that one.
Yeah.
Sounds like a plan.
Here you go.
It's a support animal through
Exactly.
college.
Yeah,
That's what
that's
you
true.
wanted. That's your birthday present. There you go.
I love that.
Happy college time. So yeah, that's the only animals I have right now. I'd love to get a little miniature cow though. I really want a miniature cow.
You and like half every other girl in this clinic.
I know they are just so stinking cute, but I figured it could be like maybe our like clinic pet one day.
We'll put it in the
that
Vincent
would
area
be
backyard.
So cute.
I mean, who wouldn't want to come in and
I
see
would
the
come
little
in and take
cow?
care of it.
I tell her all the time, if you get a cow, I'm going to show up at your house
Yeah.
randomly. You're going to catch me in your backyard.
In the back, yes.
Don't mind me, Dr. Chase, petting the cow.
Putting down the
No.
cot, just we're
No,
gonna
see,
chill.
what's going to happen is Dr. Chase is going to go get a Highland cow. And then you and Lily are going to be like, where'd you get it from?
Yeah.
And then y'all are going to go get a Highland cow.
Yep.
And then, like, Maddie will probably go get one. I wouldn't be surprised if a couple
After
other
that,
people
the
go
rest
get
of the
one.
staff
And then
is
it's
like,
going to be
yeah.
like, I'm going to come into work one day, and everyone's gonna have a Highland cow, and I'll just be like,
We could
all right,
start
y'all.
a Highland cow rescue.
That would be fun.
Oh,
We're gonna have a Highland cow party with all our cows.
that escalated real quick.
That would be so cute.
I mean, we were just talking about doing a Mills Animal Hospital school bus, so surprise.
That would
Still
be.
don't see it. No.
Oh no, that's gonna be a fantastic idea.
Oh, we buy it. It was my idea. We buy an old school bus instead of renting a van to drive to VMX every year.
Yeah.
We buy an old school bus,
Okay.
strip it, paint it, and it's
Stock
gonna
it
be
with everything else.
fantastic.
But then, like, all I see is
We
everybody.
could do it like Dumb and Dumber and dress it up like a shaggy dog with Mills Animal Hospital.
I'm telling you, it'll be great. Then we don't have to pay for a
We'll
bus to rent every year.
We'll put couches in there, and above one of the couches, we'll put a sign that says Mitch's nap spot,
I was about to say.
and Mitch can nap on that
If
couch.
we have curtains around it.
Yeah. private curtains that he
Yep.
can pull for his naps, for his lunch naps.
I think it's gonna be great.
I think this is a fantastic idea. We really need to like consider.
We're gonna
this
talk to
as an
Dr. Mills.
option.
Oh,
How
Lord.
much is gas? How much
It's
is
diesel.
gas?
That's would be
Okay.
a diesel, yes, and it's still
Okay.
cheaper than
How much is
probably regular.
insurance?
We'll talk about the logistics.
Stop poking holes in the plan,
I thought
Naya.
it was a great idea. You're making me feel bad.
It's gonna
We
turn
already-
into a grooming bus. I'm
No,
sure you know
no,
that.
no.
Don't ruin my bus.
Don't bring that bad juju on us.
A grooming bus?
Yeah, she said turn it into like a mobile grooming bus.
No, it's gonna be a
watch.
No.
fun.
Just watch.
You hush your mouth about my bus. I think it's a great idea. It'll be fun.
We already have the CDL driver.
Yeah, Megan's gonna drive the bus because she has a CDL.
Dr. Nelson could drive it.
Does he have a CDL?
I don't know. But it would be fun driving it.
We might have to make him get his CDL just so he can drive
It
it.
would be awesome driving that thing.
We just can't stand up if he does. We
Yeah.
just gotta all be seated.
I heard he's a terrible driver.
He's gonna have some vendetta towards somebody.
Hey, 2 or 3 years ago, he's the one that drove everyone down there to VMX because Savannah
really?
slept in his
Uh-huh.
back seat the whole time.
Oh, okay.
Huh?
Yeah,
It must
I
not
think we
be
need
too
to
bad.
consider it. We'll ask him.
yeah, because it was him, Mills, and Savannah laid out on the back seat the entire time. She said, and she said she slept the entire way down there and back.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
I think it's an awesome idea.
Do you have a hobby? Oh, sorry, not hobby. Sorry. How do you wind down?
Well, I sit on the couch after everybody's going to bed, and then my husband rubs my feet pretty much until I fall asleep while we're watching TV. That's
Love
how
that.
I wind down. Yeah,
That
after
is
my
amazing.
shower. and
No
everything,
wine, no nothing.
No, I'm not
The-
a big alcohol drinker. To be
Yeah?
honest with you, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I just like to chill
The,
out.
the husband that shows up every other guy in the world.
Pretty much,
Yes.
yeah. I
Yeah.
will say he's a pretty fantastic husband. I'm very
He is.
lucky.
Yeah.
He spoils me. Most
He
days.
hasn't brought you flowers very often here like he did in
I
our
don't
last
have
place.
room. There's no room in the
Doesn't-
office.
We'll make room.
I'm just saying he's slacking.
We'll
on
make-
that-
No, I told
on
him.
that
I told
department.
him. I was like, you cannot be
Okay.
sending me flowers all the
stopped
time
him.
because
Well,
there's no room
So
to put them.
before I ever actually like met him,
Yeah.
that is what I heard about him is that he's about to show up all of the guys here.
He would.
and stuff.
If she didn't stop him, he would
Yeah.
have.
I
She
did,
would have already
yes.
had 6 or 8 bouquets between September and now delivered here.
He usually would come decorate my desk
Yep.
and stuff for special things.
Aw.
Right, birthday, anniversary. She would have
Draw me
post-it
out
notes and
snacks.
stuff.
Write
So,
me little
um,
notes.
Where,
like, when
where
you
did
gonna
you meet him?
It was actually through my brother-in-law. I never would have considered dating him. Yeah, I never. He's not my type at all. Yeah, but he knows that. He does know that. So it just kind of fate. Yeah.
Like
Yeah, it worked out.
genuine connection works is when you never consider.
I was about to
a
say, you
person.
find it when you're not looking.
Yeah, we were both dating other people, and it just kind of, I was like, yeah, sure. Well, after we broke up with them, you're like, okay, yeah, I'm just going out having a good time. Let's go for coffee, sure. And
I don't
that-
picture you as the type to like hang on the accent either.
I mean, the accent was definitely helpful, for sure.
Yes.
Because he's from South Africa, so it sounds very similar to Australian at times. But yes, I'm a big Yes, I will say it did attract me. Not gonna
That's the
lie.
only reason why I'm just going out to have fun.
Yeah, I'm just gonna hear you talk for a while.
I could listen to him talk forever, though. Seriously,
Oh, man,
when he
yeah.
talks to me, I'm like,
Yeah.
wait, what did you just say?
Yeah.
Well, some days it's nice to hear him talk.
I think at the Christmas party was the first time I'd ever heard him like talk for a while and stuff.
Because
So.
every now and then, like, if he walks in or something, it's like, what is he, cuzzy? Is
Hey,
it cuzzy?
cuzzy, yeah.
It's like, what's up, cuzzy? And that's just in passing. But yeah,
Yeah.
when you really actually have a conversation with him or something, you're like, I get, like, lost when he's talking. I'm like, what did you say? Like,
Do you have the habit of picking up the accent too?
No.
No.
No, but he tries to pick up a southern accent.
Oh,
Stop
I bet
it.
it's
Do,
horrendous.
do any of your kids pick up the accent?
No. Well, I will say my youngest, the 3-year-old, when my mother-in-law came to stay with us this summer, he did kind of start picking up some things. My battery's flat. We're going to go to the garage. Yeah, so he did a little bit, but since she's left, it's kind of gone back down.
that's
Now, I know,
it?
because he's bilingual,
Yes.
right? Are your kids also bilingual?
No, not at all. We tried. The 2 older ones, they did try to make bilingual, but they were getting too confused and going to school and stuff when they started learning, so now they never pursued it. And I don't understand it and can't speak it, so I would have no clue what he's telling them to do.
Yeah.
And sometimes that can be dangerous.
They could be talking about you and you never know.
I picked up on that. I can pick up on that pretty easily. I have,
Is
yeah.
it the facial expressions, like how?
Some of the words sound very similar.
Okay.
Yeah.
So sometimes you can kind of pick up what they're, speaking about.
Yeah.
Other times I have no flipping clue, but you can tell by just what's been going on. Read the room.
Yes, read the room.
Reading the room.
That's across
So.
every language. Just read the room.
Exactly.
All right. Well, that's nice. What show do you watch? Like, what's your favorite show right now?
Oh god, this is probably gonna be embarrassing. Well, let's see. I like Ultimatum. I like. What else do we watch? Well, we watch Suits. I like Suits.
It's good.
What other kind of things have we watched? Like 90 Day Fiance.
Listen, I love a good TLC show. Like, 4 weddings or whatever they
Yes.
used to do.
Oh,
And
shit.
And
Say
then
Yes to the
judging.
Dress.
Yes,
and
the
stuff.
dress.
I love a good
Yes.
TLC show.
No, I will say I'm very disappointed that Yellowstone went off the air. And that was probably my most favorite show. I did enjoy
still haven't
watching
finished
Yellowstone.
I'm going to be completely honest. I watched, I loved Yellowstone, but it's also because I love Kevin Costner. And then the final season has come out. I didn't watch any of the episodes until I went over to Lily's house, and she happened to be watching the final one.
Okay, don't say anything. 'cause
No.
I
And so I just sat down and watched the final episode of the
You
season.
ruined
You
it.
ruined it.
Because TikTok already spoiled for me what happens, because I don't try to watch spoilers, but I'll be scrolling mindlessly, and I'll come across a spoiler, and I'm like, well, okay, that's spoiled. I guess I'll see it when I watch it. I just kind of never sat down and watched it. So I watched the final episode, and then, yeah, that was it.
No, you have to go
Yeah.
back and watch the rest of it. It's a very emotional season. You need to watch it.
I got stuck in season 2 or 3 and haven't been back because I would watch it and then before I went to bed and fall asleep and be 6 episodes.
Miss all of it.
I
go
gotta
back.
start over
Yeah.
from the beginning. I'm
wait,
so lost.
That's not where I left off.
But how could you not like Rip? I mean,
Oh, yeah.
Rip is shout out, Mr. Rip.
You want to
He,
come visit one day?
He, at the same VMX that Nelson drove down there, he was the guest speaker.
No, I
stuff.
heard that.
Yeah.
It's probably a good thing I wasn't there.
This year it's McDreamy from Grey's Anatomy.
I'm already preparing.
I know. Man.
Jacob tells
Gotta
me
get my
every
running shoes on for that one.
Yeah, that auditorium
It's going to be
it's not big
packed.
enough to hold everyone that comes to
You
VMX.
gotta be mad early.
So you
Yeah.
have to be
Early.
early.
I will be there, front and
Even
center. I'll be there the day before.
And it was packed enough last year, and I don't even remember who it was
It's
last
the
year.
I
But it was
can't
packed
remember his
enough
name.
then, and for him to be coming,
Yeah.
It's,
Oh yeah.
Jacob's I'm making Jacob watch Grey's Anatomy right now. So he tries to pretend that he is a resident and all kinds of stuff. Like he had to take his grandpa to the hospital for a procedure, and he sent me a video of him walking down the hall of Kennestone Hospital, going, "Yeah, I'm on my way to surgery. I'm in my residency. They're letting me do a solo appendectomy." I'm like, "Oh my god, please stop." So he's
It's a
like,
beautiful day to save
yeah,
lives.
exactly. So he's like, when you see McDreamy, tell him that your husband is a resident at Kennestone Hospital and that he would like his autograph. I'm like, Jacob, stop. You're ridiculous.
But no, because me and Mitch tried to go last year just to see. We wanted to experience everything. First time both of us at VMX and everything. And we get there 30 minutes before it's supposed to start, and already the auditorium was full. It was just standing room left. So we were just
I don't even remember who it was last year. I'm racking my brain. It was
I'll
somebody
look it
cool,
up real
but
quick. But
not as cool as McDreamy to me, I think.
Yeah.
But have you been to VMX before? I can't remember.
Yes, I went,
You have?
well, years and years ago.
Yeah?
It's been a while.
Are you excited to
I'm
go with
very
us?
excited. I can't wait to learn all kinds of new stuff.
I know, I'm so excited too. I
gonna be
nerded out last
fantastic.
year.
Yeah, I mean, that's the whole reason of going, guys. Learn.
I feel like y'all are gonna scare her.
It was
a whole
Dan
new
Levy.
experience.
Oh,
There
it's
we
that
go.
guy from Schitt's
Yeah.
Creek?
Yeah,
Yes.
that's what I was looking at.
Yes.
Yes, that was funny.
Okay, so he was, I don't think he's as cool as McDreamy, but
No,
other people really like that
but
show.
I do like
Yeah.
it though.
I do
So
like
you
it.
got there a half an hour before.
Like,
the-
it was like half an hour before he was even supposed to be on stage, and like the opening was supposed to begin.
Well, do you
and
really
the
think that
auditorium
that's
was
enough?
full.
You're
not
a newbie. You
dedicated
gotta,
enough.
yeah, you gotta
Well,
go early.
It was my first time at VMX, and like I said, we weren't like pressed to get there because we were both like, eh.
Yeah.
It's just more like, hey, we're here on the expo hall. It's
Well, I
not
don't
fully
know.
opened yet.
Well, I don't know who's going to be driving there, how we're getting to all these functions, but the bus, I will drive. And I will drive. It'll be
We're
there in the
making it
morning.
How
Pack
has
a lunch.
anyone looked at how far the Airbnb is from?
I don't think it's very far. It's one of the stops on the...
Oh, is it?
it is
Okay,
just
good.
okay.
Because I was wondering that. Because I know, like last year at the hotel, we'd either walk or catch the stops on the bus.
Yeah.
I just didn't know
Yeah,
this
that's
year
good
doing
Oh,
the
sweet.
Airbnb.
There's a bus. I didn't realize.
Yeah, there's
it's
a
a shuttle back
shuttle.
and forth to the hall and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah,
But it's
or
not very
or
far. I
you
looked on
can
the
be
map.
like me and just walk it. I
Yeah,
walked
we
like the
will
half.
walk.
That
what was it,
requires
half-
exercise. I don't do
I was
that.
Oh,
too lazy.
what?
We get on the shuttle to
I,
get it done.
no. If it is gonna be, it's gonna be cold. It's Florida in February.
It was
It's gonna
okay.
be
It
cold.
wasn't bad.
I mean, last year it wasn't cold, but
It
Is
wasn't
it below
bad.
80 degrees? Then it's cold.
You're right.
You realize who you're talking to, right?
You're right. You're
It
right.
is gonna be
Dr. Chase
freezing.
runs
This
heater
is,
in
I was
the
about to
summer.
say, this is the doctor that has the heater under her desk and runs it almost every day.
She doesn't. Y'all haven't lived a summer with her yet. She
Yeah.
does it in the summer sometimes too.
they
Because the air conditioner is on. It's too
On
cold.
top with the heated vest.
no, you missed it. You missed it on Tuesday. They closed the door.
Oh, yeah, they, like-
so
It was like a steam room in there. Apparently.
Amaryllis moved from her desk to sit at one of the doctor's desks because we only had two doctors.
Oh.
So she sat next to the doctors. They closed the door to the manager's office and they closed the door to the doctor's office. For those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, essentially our doctor's office is like a pass-through office into the manager's office. So they closed both doors to the doctor's office and then had the heater going. So whenever we walked in to be like, hey doc, I have your room for you, you were just hit with a wall of heat.
You're already sweating.
Because they were pretty much just like making it a sauna in there.
Yeah.
yesterday-
But
on
you know what? We
Tuesday.
never got hot. We were so cozy and comfortable.
No.
Those are crazy.
It was like a
Dang.
little.
I missed out on the party.
She's also probably
Yes.
wearing 3 pairs of pants or something.
Yeah.
You got 2 pairs of pants on today?
Not today. Laundry.
I'm
But
telling
my
y'all.
fleece
I know all her
leggings are
little
so
secrets.
cozy.
Oh my god.
Well, speaking of knowing secrets.
So I think I blew the. I went out and bought a heater today for Marietta because it was too dang cold.
It is cold.
It was
in there.
freezing in that office.
A lot of space,
does.
But I think
yeah.
I tripped the wire for the power outlets, and then I was trying to figure out how to turn the outlets back on.
Is
I
this
figured
your
it out.
first time
I figured
saying
it out.
something
Is
about
that-
okay?
Is that why the computer up front wasn't working?
No, that's not why the computer up front wasn't working. I didn't have anything to do with that. That was back in the doctor's office.
No, I will say, even for me, who I like the cold, Marietta does get a little cold.
See, yes, it does.
Especially in that doctor's office. Well, people go in and out that door to outside in the doctor's office, so it
literally
lets
was
in the
that.
cold air all the time. So that doctor's office stays cold.
Hey, but at least the doctor's office has windows and sunshine, unlike Ackworth.
Yeah,
Yeah.
here you're like trapped in a little box. Over there, at least you can see
True.
outside.
I guess there's positives and negatives to everything.
It might be freezing, but you can see the birds in the trees.
Before
mixed feelings
before we
about
had
that.
Mills Marietta, I used to listen to Nelson tell us all the time about those
there's no
windows
windows, yes.
because he wanted windows. He wanted sunlight in the doctor's office, and he'd be like, at Marietta, there was always windows coming in and stuff and everything, and sunlight in the doctor's office.
But now
so I
there's a
didn't feel-
shade over the door,
Yeah.
over the window where
But
he sits.
yeah, but he would talk about those windows all the time.
Oh Lord.
Aw,
He
poor
felt
little
so
mouse.
trapped here.
Well, there is no windows or anything in
What's
there, so I
going on out there?
understand. It's kind of dungeony
Well,
in
and
there.
then he complains though when he gets put in the small room exam room by the windows now. So,
Well, that's a tiny exam room.
That is
It
a
is.
tiny exam room.
but you get a window with sunlight.
We'll make that his personal office.
We're just going to put all of his rooms in that one from now on. Big dogs and all.
I had one today, a big dog in there.
Did you?
Yeah.
That's hard.
Jeez.
We're gonna tell the receptionist put all of Dr. Nelson's rooms in room 4. I don't care if there's another
Wait,
room
is he here
open.
tomorrow?
Please.
I don't know.
Yes.
He is here tomorrow.
I think
He
so.
is.
No, we need to do that. We need to ask him. See if he picks up on it.
He's gonna have so much to say.
He hates
I don't want
those
to be on
tiny
his
rooms.
team.
What, we
Please
need to
don't
let
put me
the
on his team.
receptionist know tomorrow to start doing that, to see how long it takes him to say something.
He'd be like, "Is there no other rooms?" Yeah,
Like, room 2 is open. Why am I stuck in this closet?
You got a window. It's okay.
That would be funny.
I'll
Well-
have to remember.
Speaking of secrets, part of the reason I had you on here, what is your favorite Dr. Chase story? Since you've known her for
God.
92 years, your favorite working with Dr. Chase story.
There's so many, but the one that pops in my head immediately, and she probably knows which one I'm going to say because I crack out every time, is way back when that clinic was private owned before it got bought out by corporate. When we were slow, we used to be forced to do cold calls. And so they would print out reports of patients that were due for vaccines or dentals or whatever. Dr. Chase volunteered to help one time.
Oh.
And so she was leaving a voicemail, blah, blah, blah. We're running this, I think we were doing dental specials.
Yep.
We're running this dental special right now, yada, yada, yada. And her stool broke in the middle of her leaving like a voicemail, and she fell out in the floor, didn't skip a beat on leaving the voicemail.
That's impressive.
She's
That is
like,
impressive.
It hurts so bad. My tailbone hurt for like a month and a half later.
Ooh.
I think I actually probably fractured it. It hurts so bad.
But it's like, boom. And if you'd like to schedule a dental, she's like, Didn't you finished out the voicemail
Yes.
before you reacted, right?
Yes, because I didn't want them to know that something.
They probably heard the thud. They probably still have that voicemail.
Does she want us to come or not?
I could picture, I could just picture listening to that, and then I'll just like hearing Dr. Chase, and then probably like a slight pause as you hear boom.
And like a or something.
But flat out. I mean, flat out.
She ate it.
That was probably one of the worst
my
falls I've ever
gosh.
had. Yeah, and it just was like boom.
Those stools were awful. They were like those plastic.
Well, I
that,
think one of the screws came out. Yes,
Oh, they
from
were
the
always
legs.
falling
They were
out.
always falling apart.
but like they were those like plastic stools that are only like this big and only somebody like tiny like Dr. Chase can sit in them and be comfortable. But they were the plastic that had like little cutouts for your cheeks.
Oh no.
But you always like kind of
very
slid out of
slippery.
them.
Yeah.
It was one of those, wasn't it? Oh, that's probably my top one. That's the one that pops into my head.
Oh, thanks. I'm glad I could bring some joy to your life.
Well, then flipping. What is your favorite story about Kayla having worked with her for so long?
Oh no.
Oh gosh, there's a lot too. I would probably have to say
I have no idea what she's gonna say.
Kayla's very
Clumsy,
That too.
weird.
clumsy. I don't know if there's one particular time, but when I think of Kayla, unfortunately, I think of excessive gas. And she's always very willing to share.
Just let it go.
To
You
share that,
yeah.
to share that with you. And so, you know, it's a lot of memories with Kayla.
She did it 5 times today. Okay.
So that's probably, like, when I think of Kayla, that's kind of what I think about as far as, like, she just definitely is very gracious with her gas.
Yeah.
But no, she's, just, I don't really like funny things, just her falling. I mean, inevitably, like, falling out of chairs or just tripping over
The
something
patience
imaginable
and all
in
of
the,
it. Yep.
in the,
Chest
Out
and
of
gravity.
your
Yes.
chair not long before I left.
I mean, there was and this had a back on it. But somehow she decided to bend over, and the whole thing just like flipped over on top of her.
It was the company had bought the doctor's gaming chairs, like real, like the
Yeah.
high back gaming
Nice.
chairs. And I was sitting at Dr. Chase's spot. She wasn't there that day, or she was doing something, and I stole her spot, sweating. Meanwhile, because her heater was running under the desk. Just so
I
you
wasn't
know.
there.
So whoever turned it on wasn't her fault.
And I rolled back because the rooms were like 5 foot between, like there was like 5 feet between like the room door and like her desk, if that. And the door was open to reception, so I just rolled back and closed the door, rolled back up. My phone fell out of my pocket, so I leaned over the armrest.
And boom, there
And
goes
the
Kayla.
wheels came out from under me, and I hit the ground. And I think it was either Lily or Maddie. It was one of those two that work here now. They saw it, and they were just like, their jaw just dropped, and I landed on all four, like hands and knees.
I think we have that on video, don't we?
Yes, somebody
You
does.
do, because you've shown me the
I'm
video.
pretty sure
Yeah.
it's Lily that has it on video.
But I mean, that was the time when we were getting rooms 4 and 5 built, and the contractors were here. Someone like with a key to the building had to be here for the weekend, and so I volunteered. I was like, "Cool, I'll be there. I can work on schoolwork or whatever." And so I'm actually sitting right where Nya is right now. I had football up on the TV, and I was sitting in the chair. No longer exists here, but it's one of just like your regular office chairs. And I leaned too far back. Chair slipped out from under me, and I just ate it. Landed on my back, everything.
And then Nelson
yeah.
with the chair.
Well, Nelson breaks every chair that he has.
Because he like slams
He
back
likes
at
to
them.
put his feet up and relax.
Yeah. Like, he'll be working, like, he'll be typing and stuff, but he'll want to relax and lean back and just stuff and while he types. And, yeah.
Literally like
likes to stretch out.
Oh yeah, like my first week here, I fell coming out of X-ray.
We have that on video too.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, we do.
I was walking out of there, and the dog stopped right in front of me. I like went head over heels, or heels over head, really,
Yeah.
over the dog, and fell out in the middle of the floor. And I think it was Stephanie that was walking out of the X-ray room behind me,
Watched
dying,
everything.
trying not to pee her pants. I just started here. I was so embarrassed.
I would say,
So
watch the
embarrassed.
news. All you're gonna see is Tech died by chair, like some simple.
I'm
Well,
so
no, it's
clumsy.
Kayla.
I'm so clumsy.
I was about to say, it's more likely that we're going to get injured falling out of a chair than we are, like, dealing with the dogs at this point.
No, for sure. Yes.
Yep.
Yep.
Did you ever second guess being in this film?
Absolutely. I'm not going to lie about that because it's a very real feeling. Up until about 5 months ago.
Aww.
Yes. So, no, I was definitely contemplating leaving the field, trying to figure out what else I could do.
Yeah.
Because I was just getting to a point where I was definitely compassion fatigue, just not feeling the drive or the excitement
That too,
anymore.
yeah.
The
No
one
hobbies. So.
No.
Yeah.
See, that was just
Yeah,
gotta work
just
on
kind of
that.
getting
Yep.
burned out. And so, yeah, I definitely did contemplate leaving, but ever since I started here, it's definitely changed my outlook.
Just made my heart
perspective. She said start here. Not because you were
she was
here.
back with me.
No.
A lot of different. It's because I'm back with my old comrades. It's for working with new awesome people.
Aw.
The doctors are great. Learning new things. Good Lord, yeah, it's
Yeah.
definitely a lot more
Yeah.
learning and mental stimulation, which is nice.
We talked about this last time in our like tech talk. It was what is so different about here compared to other clinics you've worked at and all that kind of stuff. I think Elijah asked us, and I was like, every clinic says, oh, we're like family, oh, we're like family, oh, we're this, we're that. But I, like here I actually like feel like we are really
It's
close.
family.
I don't feel like I'm at work all the time. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like it actually feels different.
I feel like there's a very healthy balance as far as professionalism, but also making sure that you guys that we feel connected outside of work.
That's what I said. We hang out outside of work. We like if it's not all of us, it's some of us together. It is different here. Like it really is.
To the
Yeah,
point
I
where we
mean-
make it mandatory
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
In
And
a few months, we need to hang out again.
because I've said it for years now, and then also I think I've touched on it on every podcast just about like how special the feeling is here because of that, and like because I've said it before, like everyone here probably was coming from a compassion fatigue, all that stuff before we got here, so it's very nice to have this be a safe place in the field for all of us.
Correct.
It has been a breath of fresh air.
Yeah,
Yeah.
oh, for sure. Yeah, she's done an amazing job at trying to make sure we balance everything and not feel overwhelmed or tired as far as the work is work, and that's what we're here to do, but also to make sure that we feel that we have the right to have a balanced life as well.
Yeah. And also not make that work feel unrewarding, but also
Correct.
like it's weighing you down.
Right. Right.
Yeah, like we get crazy, chaotic days, and there's days where I go home and I'm like tired down to the bone, but I'm not like.
But it's a good tired.
Yeah.
It's not that
It's-
emotional
yeah, it's-
tired
Yeah.
where it's just like you're.
It's not the
dragging.
why am I doing this anymore
Right.
tired.
It's like
You
a
feel more
passion.
appreciated, I will
Yeah.
say. I feel like the appreciation's definitely higher here than anywhere I've worked, which is great. So, I mean, that makes a big difference too.
Yeah.
And of course, just the clients and people and the pets. It's,
Yes.
I mean, you have that different environment and culture clinic, and that kind of pours over, I feel like, into the clients and the
Especially
pets
it's what
as
we
well.
draw, the people we draw in.
Yeah, which makes a big difference as well. So it's been a breath of fresh air for sure.
Definitely. Well, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
This has been the Doghouse with Mills Animal Hospital, episode 3 with Dr. Chase. You can listen to us on Podbean, Apple Music, YouTube, iHeartRadio, and Amazon Music.
Yay!
Got everything all set up finally and stuff, so it's posting there. We're trying to do it every 2 weeks. Our next episode will actually be kind of a special because we will all be down in VMX. So I'm going to bring my podcast stuff. We're going to film an episode down in VMX. I have no clue who we'll have on. Might do a couple episodes while we're down there if we have time and stuff. So that'll be fun. But thank you so much for listening, and y'all have a nice day.